This is my Wonder About the World project for STEM 101, the science of cephalopod sight. My research question is, how do cephalopods, specifically squid, octopuses, and cuttlefish of subclass Coleoidea, see, and what are the impacts on the way they live? Before we can get into the eyes of coleoids, we need to understand how eyes work. What better way to do that than with our own eyes? Okay, the eyes are pretty complicated, but that's not what we're here for. Let's focus on a few key parts. The cornea is the top layer which protects the inside of the eye. The pupil is the hole that light goes through. Its size is controlled by the iris, like how a camera focuses. The lens focuses the light that comes through the pupil so that it hits the right spot on the retina, which interprets the light using photoreceptors. These photoreceptors can either determine color or help us see in low light. Lastly, the optic nerve takes all the information from the retina to the brain to be translated into an image. So what makes cephalopods, subclass Coleoidea, different? Their eyes are not that different from ours in terms of structure. However, their retinas are quite different from ours. An article by Hanke and Kelber states that the eyes of the common octopus, Octopus vulgaris, have a high density of photoreceptors, and that these photoreceptors are connected differently to the brain than that of vertebrates like us. The biggest difference, however, is quite simple. They are colorblind. By that, I mean that nearly every species of coleoid only has one type of color-sensing photoreceptor in their eyes, which means they shouldn't be able to tell apart different colors. If you know anything about cephalopods, then this probably doesn't make sense. Octopuses especially are known for their ability to blend in with their surroundings perfectly, and some species of squid and cuttlefish make colorful mating displays. How can they do all that if they can't tell apart different colors? Let's find out. This area of research is still under active study, and there is not enough conclusive evidence to support any one hypothesis. Please take the following section with a grain of salt. There are two main hypotheses. 1. The unique shape of their pupils allows them to exploit an evolutionary bug. 2. They see with their skin. Hypothesis 1. We've already established that the retina interprets the colors of light, not the pupil. So what is the hypothesis referring to? To understand this, we need to go over a different topic. Chromatic aberration, also known as chromatic blur. It's an effect that happens with lenses, where the edges of profiles or images can have a rainbow effect, due to the different colors of light focusing at different points, as shown by this image. What's important is that it creates a differential between colors that doesn't rely on color vision. Back to pupils. As you may or may not know, cephalopods have some very interesting eye shapes. In a study by Stubbs and Stubbs, they found in computer models that U-shaped pupils can create chromatic aberration circumstances similar to that of a fully dilated pupil, without letting in an excess of light. Since chromatic aberration does not depend on photoreceptors to occur, it is theorized that cephalopods evolved a way to abuse this in order to differentiate colors. This hypothesis has not yet been tested in the real world, however, nor with other pupil shapes. Further testing is needed for total confirmation. Hypothesis 2. The idea that a creature with eyes could see with their skin is quite foreign to us. However, there is evidence suggesting that the common octopus, Octopus vulgaris, and the longfin squid, Doryteuthis pelei, can detect light with extraocular, beyond the eyes, organs. Genetic testing was used on different tissues of both species, and proteins usually found in the eyes were found in other organs, namely the suckers of both species. In Octopus vulgaris, it was found that the rhodopsin kinase receptor gene, OVGRK1, exists in different parts of octopus arms, most prevalent in the largest suckers, which are closest to the central body of the octopus. In Doryteuthis pelei, there was a significant presence of both the rhodopsin and retinochrome proteins commonly found in the retina, in extraocular tissues, including parts of the fins, arms, and suckers. While this evidence is not conclusive, it prevents a possibility for light sensing outside the eyes, at least in these two species. Light reception on the skin would provide further explanation for how some coleoids can make their skin match their surroundings so perfectly. However coleoids actually see the world around them, they are still incredible creatures. They use their impressive arsenal of skills to evade predation, most prominently among them their color-changing skin. They can use it to blend in perfectly with their surroundings, called crypsis, for both hiding and hunting, and confuse predators with bright deimatic displays. Now, why should you care? I can think of 2 reasons. The selfish reason is that studying cephalopods could eventually pay off for us humans. They are very unique creatures, with incredible capabilities of camouflage and vision, which could evolve our technology or medicine by a great deal someday. Copying nature has created a lot of incredible technologies, and it likely will continue to in the future. The philosophical reason is that cephalopods are widely regarded in the public eye and the scientific community as very intelligent. Learning how cephalopods see, the unique way they interact with the world, might help us to see and understand the other people in our lives. Putting yourself in someone else's shoes is a great way to become more compassionate. Why can't cephalopods help with that? Conclusion. Coleoid eyes have gone understudied. Despite getting all the attention for their camouflage, intelligence, and flexibility, their vision fell under the radar. They might be unique, cheating the system to see color in unorthodox ways, with unusual pupils or light-sensing skin, but we won't know for sure until we work to prove or disprove these hypotheses. Science takes time, but it's worth it, and I believe this is a project worth funding. If you ever have the chance and the means, support cephalopod research. Thanks for watching.